Sorry to interrupt you from viewing our channel, but we wanted to tell you about free games from Epic, because I don't know if you are new to our channel or you have a library full of games, but we played all of them and we want to give you 10 games that are worth your while, that are very underrated by our opinions.
We think that these 10 games are an excellent reason why you should be subscribed to our channel, because no one can play all of these free games.
We did.
That's what we do. And some of these games do not look like they're going to be very interesting, but we decided to try them all anyway and find out which ones really defy their own visuals and presentation and things that you probably have in your library, but you shouldn't miss them. So starting with Nuclear Throne, this was the first game that made me realize the value of playing every free game if possible, because I never would have played this if we weren't doing this channel. It was free in November 2019, and 3.5 years later, I'm still playing it. It is a roguelite, procedurally generated game where each level gets harder and harder, and you're trying to get to the end and get to the nuclear throne.
Did you get to the nuclear throne?
I did. It exists. Okay. But then I keep playing it because it's just so fun and challenging, and everything about this says that I wouldn't like it, but I do.
Something you didn't mention, you can play it co-op, 2 players.
Yes, exactly. I haven't even done that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have another 100 hours in this game. You should try it.
Another 100 hours you can spend in is Kingdom New Lands. Again, it's very pixelated, a bit better graphic than Nuclear Throne, I would say.
It's true.
And you just play this king on the horse. You just go left, right, and you're managing the village, a fairy tale village, against strange monsters, and by gathering coins and spending it on the village. It sounds simple, but it's great. You should definitely try it. It's very underrated. It was released in 2019, June, for free.
Mm-hmm. Bad North is a game that was free in November 2019, and I just played a little bit of it before reviewing it, and
Remember, you said even no to this game.
No, and then a strange thing happened. I kept playing it, and it is a really brilliantly simple kind of strategy game where you place your little Viking troops and try to repel invaders. You just have the pikemen, swordsmen, archers, and a hero. But the upgrades, the procedurally generated islands, and all of this just makes it really engaging and somehow strangely beautiful. So give it a try.
And it is a challenge.
It's very challenging.
Another game that is like to you, Nuclear Throne, Faeria, is my favorite game. I didn't thought I would like it. It's a card game, but it is a single player, but it is also a versus with other people. You can play it online. It was released 2020 February, and I have spent like 50 hours on it. And there's many achievements you can do, and I can only recommend it. I would never thought I would spend so much time on a card game.
So a game that you will definitely not be spending tens and tens of hours on because it is quite short.
Hike.
A short hike. Now this looks extremely pixelated, but actually it has an interesting setting so that you can change the degree of pixelation, so it depends how you prefer your graphics. But in any case, it does look like a kid's game. However, there is something really charming and fun about this little bird trying to reach the top of the mountain, talking to lots of friends and doing side quests. And it's 2 or 3 hours long, but it's really memorable and nice, so give it a try.
Then we got For the King. That was actually
For the King!
Twice free on Epic Games Store. For the second time, it was 2021 February. And this one is a single-player turn-based RPG with procedurally generated maps, and you can even play it co-op, which we did because you actually played 3 characters in your group, so it can be played in 3 players. It's a lot more fun than it looks like.
It's a great kind of story sandbox to create
like
your
Dungeons
own
and Dragons feeling.
Exactly. Again, something very different from that is the Alto Collection. This is 2 games that we got in August 2020 for free. They are both about skiing or sandboarding down an eternal mountain. You're always going down. And that's kind of it. You collect things, you find new items, you find new skills, but you're basically just sliding down, and it's a very once you learn the mechanics, it's a very meditative game that I played for a couple of hours for the review, and then I just kept playing it.
And I turned on the Zen mode, so you don't need to even care about achievements and just enjoy the ride.
It's a simple but a beautiful game that I think most players would really enjoy playing for a while.
And something that is quite underrated, maybe even as a movie, but especially as a game, Can't Follow the Pillars of the Earth. It was free 2021 April, so a year ago basically, just before the World Game. And it's basically 3 books. It's an adventure, point and click adventure, but with a new style, even though the game is like historic.
There's none of these difficult puzzles that you have to put the right things together to open the door or something. It's very story driven.
And it's great for everybody who likes adventure, maybe even for beginners of adventures.
I don't like point and click adventure games, and I still really enjoyed this, so that's a reason to check it out. And a game that I'm constantly promoting because it's not exactly a hidden gem. This game is known, but I don't think it's popular enough. That is The Long Dark, which we received in December 2020. It's basically a survival game where you're not going to face other people. There's no zombies, there's no monsters, just you and the elements and an occasional wolf. And you have to keep surviving. It keeps me so on my toes and always on the edge of survival no matter what you do. You're never completely secure. And it's so immersive that when I really want to forget about everything else, I just go into the long dark and see how long I can survive.
We need to mention that you played the survival mode, but later there was adding a story mode with some characters as well.
I suggest actually playing more of the survival mode, the open world sandbox version. Yeah.
And then we got very rare for free games on Epic, a car game. Driving car game, Horizon Chase Turbo. We got it in July 2021, so last year, and this is fun retro up to 4 players couch co-op game. I think that's why we think it's underrated, because it's fun even single player, but even a couch co-op is even better.
I think for me the way the car controls I found to be
it's
very
very
manageable.
arcadey, but
And it's very arcadey, but compared to some of the very professional racers where I have trouble actually keeping in control of the car, this seemed very intuitive and just really much more fun than
the music is good, like how the car smooth is, and since the laps are not long, it's easy to pick up and just play.
Especially if you have someone to play co-op with, this is one to check out.
If you've counted correctly, you count 10 games that we just delivered to you, but I will mention one more, a bonus one that is quite underrated for what it looks like. It looks like these 3 matches a game. It is basically like one, but with RPG elements. It's very hard, roguelite. You basically have one big machine, mech or train against other one, and it's very intense because each fight can be your last.
So that was 10, actually 11 games that you probably have in your library if you've been following the Epic Game Store and our channel for quite a while, but you may have not given them a second look. And this is a good reason to always check out our reviews of the free games, because maybe there's something that doesn't look interesting, but it might be another hidden gem.
So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let us know if you find any other hidden gem between the free Epic Games, which is over 200 now.
Yeah.
And there's more coming, so stay tuned to never miss it.
See you next time.
See you.
Bye. There's something really engaging about this little penguin. Sorry, not. It's flying around. Oh no, there's a little penguin. This little penguin learning to fly.
Well, he basically doesn't fly.
He doesn't just fly. That's why I think I always had the impression that he's a penguin, but at that moment he's flying around.